Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So far, so good. We don't have any major injuries and things in camp. We know Van Der Esch actually sat out with a pelvic injury, but nothing major. Um, and of course, our veterans got the day off, because, well, they're veterans, they've earned it. And it gives opportunities for some of the younger guys to get in reps and stuff. Now, Lyle Collins is, recovering from a shoulder injury. And we ended up having Connor Williams taking snaps at right tackle. And that's one of those ones that's going to be kind of interesting. Now, one of the things about Connor Williams was the thought was he wasn't quite strong enough, and that was going to be part of the issues for him being a starter as a rookie. Well, he's put on 10 pounds of mass, and he's definitely a lot stronger. Now, they look at Connor McGovern, and they say strength doesn't seem to be an issue with him. So we're going to be seeing how these battles are going, but we have so much talent that there's guys that aren't going to be able to make the roster that are going to be really, really good players. And if you're a veteran even, you can't relax, because when you start looking at how many defensive linemen we have and things like that, that you may look and say, one of these young guys might be as good as one of the veterans, but costing a lot less, and we're going to have to go with the younger guy to save some money because we got to pay people. And speaking of paying people, the Cowboys are working on getting these contracts done. We know that the Cowboys last week gave an offer to Dak Prescott. They basically gone through. And this is a similar situation that we had with D-Law. The Cowboys had a number in their mind, and when they offered to D-Law, they kind of came back and said to us, oh, wait a minute, that's, we thought we were going to get him for, 20 million or 8, I can't remember what the number was. But apparently D-Law was looking at a whole lot more, and they kind of put it out there and negotiated, kind of putting D-Law on blast. Kind of saying that, this is the number we expected. He's kind of, not doing it. And we heard a little bit of that from Stephen Jones, to saying that, hey, these guys got to understand, if it's about winning, then they can't take max deals. That, we want to pay them fairly, but we also want to be able to field the team. Okay. Which you can understand their point of view. I mean, nobody who has a business wants to pay people more than they absolutely have to. It's part of negotiation. So they made an initial offer to Dak Prescott last week. Cowboys came back with another offer, a counter offer. So they didn't accept the first one from the Cowboys. They kind of said, okay, that's nice and all that, but here's what we want. Evidently, it must not have been that bad, because you hear Jerry Jones saying that negotiations are going well. If it was blown out of the park, if they were saying, we want 35.5 million, so we have more than Russell Wilson, then we probably would have heard in the media, oh, Dak is, he's way out there, he's too far, and yada, yada, yada. But the fact that they're saying, we're negotiating, what's probably going to happen is Dak, Jerry, and Steven are going to get together in a room. Jerry Jones, Dak, we believe in you, son. You're going to be a Dallas Cowboy for life, son, and you're going to be up there with the likes of Roger Staubach, with the likes of Troy Aikman, and past Tony Romo, because you're going to get that ring, son. But here's what I need you to do, man. I need you to go ahead and sign this contract here, because we need some money to get some other players around you. Now, come on, son. You know how much we love you here in Dallas. Work with me. Let's get this thing done and out the way right now. So that way we can go ahead and take care of Zeke and make sure he's here in the fold for you, son. And make sure that we get that extra offensive lineman and cover that backside just in case. You know what I'm saying, son? Something like that. But this deal will be done. It'll be out of the way. And Dak Prescott will be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Now, I got to tell you, it bothers me some of the comments and the hate that you get from people out there. Now, I talked earlier today about part of the problem for the Cowboys last year. First half of the season. Let's be honest, okay? Not trying to throw shade at Alan Hearns or Noah Brown or Cole Beasley or anything like that. But, listen, they ranked our offense of playmakers 31st in the NFL in the offseason. And if you took Matty Ice and put him in with the cast of characters that we had, with the problems we had on the offensive line, I guarantee you they wouldn't have put up the same numbers. And all I did was a comparison of, I said, look, you needed time to get used to the new players. You needed time to actually get a playmaker in Amari Cooper and get used to the system. You ended up having new coaches. You ended up letting go Paul Alexander because he was trying to do a zone blocking scheme. You went back to what you were doing before. The offensive line played better. Your receivers started playing better. Michael Gallup improved as the season went on. The whole offense did. So I compared the last 8 games of the season, because the first half was, Dak had 4 series in preseason with all new receivers. It takes time to adjust. And even though, I'll give you an example, even though everybody's picking, the Browns to be in the Super Bowl, believe me, there's going to be a learning curve for those guys. They're not going to come out week 1 and be, everything for their division. No, it's going to take time. It may take a year. It may take 2 years for them really to get on there. So forget about what you hear about all that. It takes time to get used to playing with other players. So I compared second half of the season, the last 8 games. And to a man, Tom Brady's numbers were identical to Dak Prescott's. 12 TDs to 12 TDs. 3 interceptions, 3 interceptions. Dak had 100 yards more passing and 5 points better QBR. So my point was being is his numbers are in line with those other guys. Now we'll see if that holds true. Now you got an offensive line, you got a running back, hopefully if he doesn't get suspended, you got receivers and things. We'll see if he takes off from where he was last year. And if he does take off from that point, we're golden. So we'll have to wait and see how all that goes. What I got to tell you is I love the things that they're hearing, and I'll talk more about this tomorrow morning on Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys Report. But hearing how Robert Quinn is looking to do everything he can to be better and be a part of this team to help out. You look at all of these players that are going to be fighting and scrapping for time and how everybody is looking for that win. Robert Quinn realizes how much little time is left. Jason Witten knows the clock is ticking on him. You've got so many guys for so many reasons that are going to try and perform because this is the last year of a contract. And it's a contract year. They're auditioning for this team or another team. You got guys that are getting older, like a Sean Lee, that say, I want to end my career with a ring. You have so many guys that will sell out and do anything and everything it takes to get there and sacrifice. And they're already sacrificing. And that's, to me, is incredible because you have some people who talk the talk, but then they don't walk the walk. You hear Odell Beckham say, we want to be like New England. It's easy to say that. But yet, you don't show up to work out with your team. You see what I mean by that? It's easy to say, I'm going to do this. It's another thing to actually go out and do it. These guys right now are putting in that work. They're putting in that desire. They're after it every day to get better. I don't know if it'll end up being at the Super Bowl, but I got to tell you, I feel like this is the best chance we've had in a long time. You've got guys that are young, hungry, that are doing the right things, that are focused on being a team. Gotta love it. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm excited, and I'm hoping that they can go ahead and get this deal done. Get it out of the way so we can stop talking about it. Because Dak Prescott, he's my quarterback. And he's the quarterback of America's team and will be for long to come. Oh, and guys, I do make mistakes. Understand, when I come out and I do a video, there's no script. There's no teleprompter. It's me, usually on one take, sitting in front of the camera and just saying what's on my mind. And because I'm old, because I've been hit in the head a few times too many, sometimes I'll misspeak. My dyslexia sometimes comes around. I think I said Jake Long a couple of times, who was an offensive lineman, of course, not to be confused with Chris Long, but it was Chris Long, of course, who was admitting that he smoked weed during his career to help deal with pain. So forgive me. Understand. Listen, I'm soon to be 54 years old. I've lost my glasses a year ago. I can't find them. I lose my keys. I forget people's names. It sucks getting old. But anyway, it's time to turn out the lights because this party's over. Thank everybody out there for all the support. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Turn off the lights. I'll see you guys in the morning.